The room was sleek and silent, only the tapping of laptop keys and low hum of the projector filling the air. You sat upright, heart beating fast. It was your first time presenting in front of the board, but you weren't nervous, not today. Because he was there, John Jungkook, CEO, cold, controlled, and calculated, but not to you, at least not always. You caught glimpse of something else in him, in the way his eyes lingered on you in meetings, how he always seemed to notice your ideas even when others talked over them, how his gaze dipped to your lips when you spoke. You knew there was something, so when the projector blinked to the next slide, your slide, you cleared your throat and stood. This proposal, you began, targets direct user engagement through narrative driven marketing. It's bold, I know, but when I shared it with Mr. John privately last week, he said it had potential to redefine brand storytelling. The room turned toward him. You smiled confidently, waiting for him to back you up like he always did, but Jungkook didn't look at you. He turned a page in his file and said flatly, I said it needs work. You blinked. Yes, of course, it's still in development, but you're overstepping, he said. His tone was clipped. We didn't finalize anything. The words dropped like stones. You froze. There was murmur now, shifting in chairs. I just thought you tried to say, don't assume, he cut in, and don't speak on behalf of me in a boardroom. Your chest constricted. The marketing head gave a low chuckle. That's what happens when juniors get too bold. You looked down, face burning. Then someone asked, trying to smooth it over, but the idea itself, it's fresh. It was her work, right? That's when he said it, cold, clean, and clinical. It's not that special. Everything inside you went silent. You didn't hear the rest of the meeting, just the sound of your heartbeat pulsing behind your ears. You felt like you were shrinking in your seat. This man who lingered by your desk for no reason, who brushed your hand once and didn't move away, who held your gaze too long when no one else noticed, he just burned your wings in front of the entire boardroom. The cigarette trembled in your hand as you leaned against the railing. You hadn't smoked in over a year, but the humiliation, the confusion, it clawed at your chest. What had you done? Did you really embarrass yourself, or worse, misread everything? The door behind you creaked open. You didn't need to turn, you already knew it was him. You heard the soft thud of his shoes against the concrete. He stopped a few feet away. I didn't know you smoked, he said quietly. You exhaled, not facing him. I didn't, until you humiliated me. There was silence for a minute. I didn't mean to humiliate you. You turned to him, eyes stinging. Then what was that? Some cruel lesson? Some CEO power move to remind everyone I'm just a junior? His face was unreadable. I thought you supported my ideas. You continued in a shaky voice. You stayed back with me after hours. You gave me feedback. You made me feel like I was. You weren't ready to speak for me in that room, he interrupted coldly. This isn't about feelings, this is business. You laughed bitterly. Wow, so I imagined it all. He looked away. I was proud of that pitch. You whispered. I thought you believed in me. I thought you were different. You took advantage of a moment. Don't confuse guidance for favoritism. That one cut deep. You took a shaky breath and turned back toward the sky. Got it. He walked a step closer. Don't do that. What? Don't shut down. You turn on him again. Why not? Isn't that what you just did to me in front of 10 people? His jaw clenched. You knew I liked you, you said quietly, didn't you? He didn't answer. I didn't say anything. You went on. But I thought maybe you saw me. His voice was rough. I did. Then why? He stared at you for a long moment before saying, because in that room you made it seem like I gave you your place, like you didn't earn it. You blinked. They already questioned why I gave you attention. If I agreed with you, they would say it's favoritism, that you are where you are because I like your face. You said nothing. I have built this company on merit. I wasn't going to let you jeopardize that or yourself because you thought I would catch you. You looked down at your feet. I wanted to believe I could protect you and still be fair, he added, but clearly I failed. You looked up at him, eyes hollow. You did. His voice broke a little. I'll fix it. You turned to go. Don't. I won't make that mistake again. And you left him standing there, alone on the rooftop. You started avoiding him, came early, left late, sat far from him, spoke only when asked, and Jungkook noticed. He tried to catch your eyes in meetings, sent short emails, good job on the client presentation, your edits helped, you never replied. One evening the office was empty, storm clouds looming outside, you were stranded, phone dead, raining hard, elevator out, you stood by the window frustrated. The sound of leather shoes echoed. You need a ride? Jungkook asked softly, holding an umbrella. You hesitated. I'm fine. You are not. He stood beside you, close and warm. Why do you care? You asked. He looked down at you. You think I don't care? I notice everything. How you stopped smiling. How you flinch when I enter a room. You stayed silent. I said things I shouldn't have, he confessed, because the more I noticed you, the more I felt like I was losing control, and that scared me. You looked at him, eyes wide. Why me? Because you see me, not just the CEO, but the man behind it. That night he dropped you home. Neither of you spoke, but the air between you had changed. A week later, the power outage hit just after 8 p.m. The usual buzzing of office lights died, replaced by the soft hum of emergency backup systems. Warm, amber-toned lights flickered faintly in the hallway, casting long shadows across the glass doors. The silence was strange, intimate, like the building itself was holding its breath. You were still in Jungkook's office, seated across from him at his long desk, papers and folders spread out. You didn't want to be here. Not alone, not with him, but fate, it seemed, had other plans. You kept your head down, flipping through a contract, trying not to notice the subtle shift in atmosphere, trying not to remember that kiss you imagined 100 times before but never dared to touch. He handed you a stapled file. Your fingers brushed his. You froze, he did too. His gaze dropped to your hand. You stopped smoking? He said quietly, like it was something sacred. You spoke, I still on the document. I'm trying. I realized I didn't want to numb myself anymore. His eyes lingered on you. I never wanted to be the reason you needed to. You didn't respond. The silence settled between you again, not uncomfortable, just tense. He stepped around the desk. Don't shut me out like this, he said gently. You looked up at him. Then what should I do? Pretend nothing happened? Pretend you didn't make me feel small in front of everyone just to keep your reputation untarnished? His face tightened. That's not what I meant to do. You know that. Do I? You whispered. Jungkook sat beside you now, not behind the desk, not above you. He didn't speak for a while. You felt him look at you, but you couldn't meet his eyes. Finally, he said, voice low and raw, "You were right that day." You turned to him slowly. "I do see you more than I should. Every time you enter a room, I can't help but look. When you speak, I want everyone to shut up so I can hear only you." Your chest rose and fell slowly. "I fought it," he continued. "Try to stay professional, detached, but the truth is, I have been craving you for months." "Then why?" "Because you're not just another woman," he said firmly. "You are you, and I was terrified of how much power you had over me." The emergency lights burst again, briefly dimming before returning. The air felt heavy now, close. You swallowed hard. "You humiliated me, Jungkook." "I know," he said, "and I hate myself for it." You looked away, but he gently took your hand. "I tried to fix it the wrong way. I thought keeping you at a distance would protect us both, but it only hurt you, and I can't live with that." His thumb brushed softly over your knuckles. "Don't say these things if you don't mean them," you whispered. He leaned in, breath warm against your cheek. "I mean every word, and if you let me, I want to spend every single day proving that to you." He paused, voice a little ruffled now. "Let me be the one who takes the pain away." You turn your face to his, your eyes met, still unsure, still afraid. But he didn't rush. He looked at you like you were the only light left in the dim, dark building. "Let my lips," he whispered, "become your addiction." You felt your breath catch in your throat.